it's me, Mrs. D. I'm here for an art lesson this week. It's primarily focused on 4th and 5th grades, but as always, feel free to enter the challenge no matter what grade level you're at. I encourage it, and post your artwork below or email it to me. I'm trying a little different thing with the camera right now because I noticed that in my past videos, sometimes the bottom area gets cut off and you can't see what I'm talking about, though I'm assuming you can. So hopefully this will work better today. So today's lesson is going to piggyback off of the kindergarten, young 5 and 3rd grade lesson with warm and cool colors. So what I mean by that is we're going to use those warm and cool colors again, but we're going to take it a step farther. So using warm and cool colors, which make up a lot of the colors on the color wheel, I would like for you to add contrast. So artists will take warm colors and cool colors. You remember those. So we have warm and cool, warm being yellow, orange, and reds, and cool colors being green, blues, and purple. Using those warm and cool colors, artists will create something called contrast. So what that means is that they're using those colors, creating a contrast to get your eyes to focus on something specific. So warm colors, like we talked about last week, are joyous and happy and warm feelings. Artists will also use those colors to make your eyes zoom in on what they want you to see. But they have to contrast that with different colors like cool colors, which tend to help your eyes not focus on that. So let's say you have this really dark painting full of purples and blues and blacks, and then you have this bright, beautiful, warm, yellow gold star. Well, the artist there is trying to get you to focus on that star using those color contrasts. So your artwork today, or this week when you choose to work on it, should create some sort of contrast using those colors. I know that's a mouthful to take in, but this video is here to help you do that so I can demonstrate some artwork for you. So first, what you're going to draw is a parrot. This tends to be more like what we do in the classroom, which is nice. How you get that parrot is up to you. There's some choices you have. So one, you can take a parrot, that bird, and the things that you know out of your brain and just draw it on the paper. So that's easier said than done, and some people enjoy doing that. Or if you need to do a little research with your parents' help on the internet, you can find examples of parrots and use those to help you draw. Or I've also added a link below and in the lesson plan that was sent out to parents that includes an Art for Kids Hub video that we normally show in the classroom that demonstrates how to draw a parrot. So 3 options really, from your brain, from research, or a how to draw a video for your parrot. And I would use pencil first as always and jump in. You can trace it with Sharpie if you have that line around, or you don't have to. You can also trace with pen. You can trace with colored pencil. There is also a link below to give you, it's going to have a short video. It's going to take you to a short video that gives you 20 interesting facts about parrots. So I encourage you to watch that too, to broaden your parrot knowledge before you start drawing. Okay, so I am going to show you my parrot example, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what to do with color. So I did a little research because my parrot drawing skills are not quite up to par, and I've got my parrot drawing. I traced my parrot, and I also started adding color. Now what we're using today, or what I am using, is water paint. And if you have water paint lying around, I fully encourage you to use it. And I started with my parrot. I added mostly cool colors to my parrot. The leg is orange. So because I have this cool color parrot with a little bit of contrast, because I've got this dark and light being green and purple, now I'm really gonna focus on making that background stand out with some really pretty warm colors. I used water paint, like I said, and I had not too much water on my brush to make the colors a little bit darker and to get it to go in the little spaces. If you do not have water paints laying around, you are welcome to use anything. Marker, crayon, colored pencil. If you have tempera, it's fully up to you. Now, what I'm going to do is get my paints ready, and I'm going to jump into the background and start painting. So I'm going to get back to you as soon as I get that set up, and I'll get started, and I'll paint a little bit towards the tail end of my painting so that you can see what I'm doing. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I have my supplies all set out. I have my paints, I have some water, I have brushes, but I also would like you to grab a salt shaker today if you have it. If you're using water paint, this will work. If you're using colored pencil or crayon, unfortunately the salt effect will not work, but maybe next time you get water paint, you can come back to this lesson and you can try it again. So I'm going to add some texture to my artwork using salt, and most of you have probably tried this before or done it. I'm going to take my warmer colors because I use cool colors on my parrot, and I'm going to use those warm colors and I'm going to paint the background. I've already started somewhat, and I would lift this up, but you're going to see the salt come off, so I'm going to go down there with it a little bit, and I'm starting my background. So down here I'm going to use probably a goldish yellowish again, or maybe a bright yellow. I could deepen the color and go with a red, but I might not want to confuse it with the deepness and the coolness of the tail. So perhaps I will do it at the very bottom or something like that. So what you want to do with salt in watercolor is some kids like to, and some people like to wet their paper first. When you do this with just water, you have to work fast because it can soak right into the paper, and you don't want to paint too much. I usually don't go with the water first, but it's an easy way. What I do is I really load water up on that brush when I'm painting. So I get tons of water, as much as it can hold, and then I water it on my paper. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but our puppy is fighting with one of our cats, and it's not pretty. So what I don't understand is why the cat participates in it. Okay, so I've got this lot of water on my brush. If there's not enough water, you can just keep going in and adding water to that color on your paper. You just want to be careful that you don't do it too much, that you get a hole in your paper. So use the salt shaker. Sprinkle that salt right on there. Don't wipe it off. Don't do anything. Just let it dry that way. Now I'm going to continue with the rest of my painting, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like when I'm done. Hey guys, I'm back. I have finished my artwork, and I had let my painting dry, and I wiped the salt off once it was dry. My salt did not create as big of a texture as I would have liked. I know that sometimes the salt will do a lot and sometimes it won't do enough. So I'm at a happy medium with mine. I did go in and I finished coloring the leaves and the branch with oil crayon instead of paints. So I have oil crayon on the leaves, and I have oil crayon on the branch. Now I'm going to push this up a little bit closer to you so you can see it and possibly see a little bit of the texture the salt created. I know you can maybe see it in the orange here around the beak, and perhaps a little bit in the red. The yellow is a tiny bit also, and maybe just not from far away. It's that simple to see, but it does create a texture, and overall I really think my piece is really nice. I did go with a little bit of the red down here, and I think what happened in my parrot's case is that my wings are the center focus of my drawing. And I think because of the color choices I used inside the wings, the purple and the light green, it kind of draws my attention right there. But the bird does pop out versus the background. And so my eyes are drawn to this beautiful bird, and that's what I want you to see also. So contrasting colors, but in a different sort of way. My eyes are not drawn to the warmer colors. My eyes are actually drawn to the cooler colors. And I feel like it's more crisp and more sharp to look at. So when you're finished and you've got your parrot drawing and coloring in, trying to create a contrast, I'd love to see your artwork below, or you can email it to me. And I really miss you, and thank you so much for doing it, and I will talk to you later. Bye.